So I want to introduce you to a man that just I'm so excited about. He's a true Renaissance professional. Daniel Stinkler is a multifaceted entrepreneur and visionary who seamlessly weaves together his passions for classical piano, animals, science, technology, aviation, and space. And I share some of those, but I think the thing that I think of first when I think of Daniel is his focus on appreciation and helping others. He has a journey that spanned over 4 decades, from software development to digital artistry, interactive multimedia to virtual reality pioneering. Daniel is a seasoned professional with an impressive skill set. And his families of companies, including ClearStar International, ClearStar Publications, the ClearStar Effect, and 3D TV are dedicated to caring for and serving their clients. For over 41 years, Daniel has wowed clients with his creativity, responsiveness, and comprehensive approach to business growth. Whether it's harnessing mixed reality technologies or navigating multidimensional databases, Daniel knows how to apply the latest innovations practically to benefit your business. His expertise has been sought by everyone from solopreneurs to enterprise-level companies looking to expand and thrive. 3D TV is how I met Daniel, and it's a results-driven, creative business growth facilitator that Daniel spearheads, with a proven track record of saving businesses during challenging times like, COVID, remember that one? View 3D TV specializes in innovative technologies and strategies. They offered personal dynamic videos. That's a cool one. Interactive pathways, lead generation funnels, social media campaigns, AI applications, SMS marketing, intelligent agents, and virtual/mixed reality technologies, all designed to get your business known, found, and paid. So today we're talking with Daniel. Daniel's going to be talking to us about how to utilize interactive video marketing and grow your business. And I am just so thrilled to talk with you again, Daniel. I think the thing that for me had stood out about Daniel from the very start is just his humanity and his integrity and reality, authenticity. So Daniel, take it away.
Gosh, I think I just want to sit here and listen to that guy. What an introduction. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for even considering to have me aboard. And thank you, audience, who's out there, for taking the time to listen. That's really great of you. But yeah, let's talk about video and online presence. And yeah, there's so much to talk about and think about. Branding is always a big discussion itself. Some people think branding is what font, what colors, and use, and that's like maybe 10% of what branding's all about.
Right.
But video is a big player in that scenario. Yeah. And jumping from, typical web blog, writing, which is great to get that content out there, to video, is a great step in the right direction. The one problem with non-interactive video, or as I call it, passive video, such as YouTube videos, is people aren't really engaged. There's not a lot of retention, and some may watch 30 seconds, a minute or two, and just kind of zone out. And also, don't make the mistake of embedding YouTube videos on your website. Why, you might ask? Well, YouTube loves to have pre-roll and post-roll commercials. And then they have the big bad one, which is related videos. And guess what? Sometimes is your competition. Not a good thing. However, at the same time, you do want to have a presence on YouTube. Just don't put them on your website, because YouTube obviously is a big social force. People go on YouTube doing searches for things they're interested in. And yeah, it's good if you pop up there. And yeah, unfortunately, you may have to put up with those commercials and the potential of competitors sort of taking advantage of your content, and that YouTube may refer a viewer to them. Now, with interactive video, there are so many different types, so many different capabilities, and we specialize in doing a lot of R&D into new technologies, creating new technologies, and that gets into an area of something that we call interactive video pathway. I guess let's go ahead and go right to that, because I like to show things right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what interactive video pathways, as you can sort of see from what's behind me, the little thumbnail of the video before it plays, is that, as you can probably gather, at some point a question can be asked in the video, and then depending on the answer that's clicked on by the viewer, the story goes in that direction. It's basically an interactive movie. Now, what's really great about this is it puts control of the video viewing experience in the hands of the viewer, where they can go directly to what they're interested in. Now, some people have a video on their website. Maybe it goes on for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And in that video, they're talking about all their different services. And you have a prospect that comes on the site, and your video has service A or widget A, B, C, D, and so on. And they're interested in service K. So the video, they hit play, it starts talking about service A, B, and before C starts playing, they bounce off the site because they didn't get to see what they wanted. And they're like sitting through all this other content.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing about the pathways, is you construct your script in such a way that maybe you have a little intro, which is the video that sort of starts playing when they hit play, and then right away it could be a question of, what type of insurance are you interested in? Car, residential, airplane, motorcycle, whatever. They can click that and go right to that segment. And this technology is great not only for sales marketing, but also for training. And we've done a lot of different things with training. So actually, when I go ahead, let's see, I guess I click, present to share the screen, and we'll see how that goes, if I can share the audio. And we'll play this little, very simple marketing video for a breakfast cafe. And let's see how it goes. Okay. Oh, okay. It may come up in the next window. Okay, good. And okay. Okay, hopefully that's sharing properly. Can you tell, Doctor?
I'm not seeing share. I'm seeing you and the thing behind you.
Let's see. It says I'm sharing it, supposedly. Well, if nothing else, you can see it behind me. I'll just...
wait, there it goes. There it goes.
Oh, okay, it's a bit of a delay.
Rusty was saying that there's a delay on YouTube. That is,
Okay.
Minutes.
All right. Yeah, because it said it was. Okay, so let's play this demo, and we'll kind of show some aspects of it right away.
Welcome to our breakfast cafe.
Okay, so what's interesting about this technology is we can put lots of different interactive objects on the video, which is very valuable. For instance, I can have this huge button here that when I click it, I can actually make a phone call right off the video.
I love that.
So conceivably here with the breakfast cafe, I can click and call them for a reservation right off the bat. And also, as you can see, I have various buttons here for different social media destinations, even Messenger. I could even have a button, let's say, to download a case study or schedule for webinar. Basically, what's great how we organize this tech is that anything you can put on a web page, we can put inside a video. And that has so many implications. And let's go ahead and start playing the rest here.
Yeah.
We want to give you a special discount coupon to prove we have the best breakfast in the area. And we want to make it personal, just for you. So tell us, what breakfast from our menu would you most like to try?
And since we're in sweet tooth mode, I'll click on pancakes.
Everybody loves pancakes. Coming right up. Just let us know where to send your special discount coupon. And we look forward to serving you and your friends real soon. Where do you want us to send it?
And there's the big one, is we can actually put a lead capture form inside the video. And so, for instance, when someone fills this out and they submit it, your autoresponder or a CRM could immediately send back a coupon to that person's email address. So they can get an immediate reaction from filling in their information. You can make them part of a drip campaign, and I guess that's a whole topic in itself. But you can basically set things up where the autoresponder might send an email it could be once a week, once a month, once a
Mm-hmm.
quarter, whatever you desire. Or also, if you have a webinar, you can invite them once you capture that information. And the other thing that's unique about our forms is that we can send that information to multiple places at the same time. And for instance, let's say with a bigger company, what might happen is the information might be sent to a central database. And then let's say the phone number indicates, it's a California area code. It would also send the information to a California rep. You could send it to a Google Sheet. Even send the information to an Echo Show and have your Echo Show wake up and say you just got a lead. And maybe I'll show you that video later. I like to integrate the cyber world with the real world, and it's kind of fun, but it's actually got some practical use too.
Yeah.
So that's something that's unique in that we can send the information to multiple places at the same time. So they don't have to leave the video. This is all happening right inside the video.
Wow.
And also, the style of the buttons, we can make, any different types of colors and graphics in terms of how the buttons look. That's just, particularly how they look there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we can also do things like, for instance, in this case, we basically copied a landing page.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see, typical menu, truth, health, and so on. Except in this case, we made it sort of like a video menu. So I can have
what is Gaian
background video.
Gaian TV brings you
and I can
streaming
click on truth.
What is Gaian TV?
Or
Seeking
click on
truth.
health.
What is Gaian TV Live Healthy?
That's great.
And so on. And then, they could accept a trial offer. Something else that's interesting is you can see how long I've been doing this. We can also put overlays on actual objects, or also have basically overlays on names. Like, for instance, a typical newscast, in the video world it's called lower thirds, but on the screen you see somebody's name. Mm-hmm. Well, we can set it up that when they click on the name, it maybe goes to their social profile or their link directory right off the video. Now, in this case, we did it overtly, where we put little circles on things that are choices.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a little video, for instance, that teaches you, as one of the many segments, teaches you different ways you can use the camera. So I'll play a little bit of this.
The Samsung Galaxy S6 makes capturing high-quality photos faster than ever.
Look at that.
You can open the camera with the camera icon, or you can open it with the quick launch feature that lets you open it from any app or screen by pressing the home button twice.
And now I can try it, and you can see the little flashing icon.
Oh, look at this.
And actually, what was really funny about this video was I showed it to somebody, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't realize I could do that." So now I can click right there.
From here, you can take a picture or video.
And, so on and so on. And
that's great.
Now, that's, once again, a very simplistic example, but we've done things with very complex industrial equipment where you basically click on buttons and switches and things happen. You can actually train somebody how to use it.
So it's like a simulator.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in the way this is simulating how to use the camera. But of course, that's even better in VR, and that's another topic.
Oh, yeah.
And also, we can basically make any type of video interactive, even, your typical whiteboard videos.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at this. Yeah. And then it takes you.
Yeah, anyway, and so on and so on.
Oh, this is amazing, Daniel. Every time I talk to you, my head explodes. Because I have to tell the audience that the first time I talked to Daniel, I had no idea that this was what I was going to be seeing. And I think all he heard was, "Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh."
Let's see, I'll play you one that's a little bit more involved. Now, the Breakfast Cafe video, the very first one I showed you, we consider that, we call it a two-level interactive, because basically there's one question and then there's different pathways. Mm-hmm. And we have some that have like 50, 100, even 200 levels to them, where you sort of keep treeing off in different directions. In fact, that looks like a tree when we display our storyboard. Now, this one has a little bit more to it. I'll show a little bit of this one because It has a little fun aspect to it. This was a video to promote a Toyota truck. Okay, let's just go ahead and play a little bit of that. Oh, so the scenario is the guy's at home, he's bored, he's trying to figure out, gee, should he Netflix for the night? Or, of course, his other choice is, should I have an adventure in my Toyota truck? And I think you'll guess which way we...
Yeah.
The couch is calling. Thousands of channels are at your fingertip. But do you really want to stay inside? You could get out, way out. The Forerunner is waiting. What's your choice?
All right, usually I pass this up, but I'll show a little bit of our being a couch potato. So turn on the...
Yeah.
Tired of being active and having fun? Hate doing stuff? Wish the great outdoors were indoors? Afraid of the infinite possibilities of the vast, unknowable universe?
I have to get the sci-fi aspect.
Well, now you can put all your worries to bed with Kangasnoozy. Giving up doing things is easy with Kangasnoozy. Give it a try, and you'll want to completely stop doing everything else. Kangasnoozy is specially designed by our laziness professionals and employs state-of-the-art blanket technology. Put it on and enjoy extravagant, luxurious warmth. Plus, our patented calorie pouch makes going to the fridge a thing of the past.
Anyway, we'll skip that.
But you know, everything I hear about ads and, you know, everything like that these days is that you want to have that sense of humor. And I think I would watch this through to the end just because, I'm gathering that's your idea. It creates a differentiation there, but oh my gosh, that is so much fun.
You know, and actually, in a way, you're actually bringing up a good point. There's what I call sort of like a direct advertisement, if you will, or indirect one. You know, a direct one is, hey, we make the best coffee ever, you know, buy it now, you know, type video. Maxwell House at one point did an interesting video where you see who you figure out later is a dad, you know, cleaning up in the kitchen. Daughter walks in, all excited, she got engaged, you know, and you see them chattering away. And then, like, the last, like, almost like maybe 4 or 5 seconds of the video, they zoom in to a can of Maxwell House coffee. But the commercial was not, oh, we grow beans great. We know how to make them better. We process them this way, that way, and the other way. And that actually is an example of branding, which I'm sure you could talk about.
Yeah.
So that's something you should think about also when you put together content. And actually, I'm going to get to how to do content in a little bit here. But,
okay, yeah, because you keep coming back to a really important point, Daniel, and that is that branding.
Yes.
You know, and this is another way to promote your brand, a powerful brand, and really make that impact. And it seems like a no-brainer that when somebody can interact with, just from a pedagogical standpoint, if they can interact with it, they're going to learn more, they're going to retain more, and you're going to keep them on screen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It sort of reminds me of something else, too, in that, which was kind of funny, actually, in a way, is I guess was maybe just a couple of weeks ago, we got a financial planner as a client. And we're actually going to wind up using interactive video for the onboarding process.
Oh, cool.
Walking someone through the form, displaying some of the terminology and so on. But what was funny was he was looking at other financial planner websites, and he's like, oh, gosh, you know, they really are all the same, which is something I've been telling him. And then he's like, but nobody's using interactive video. And then I looked at him and said, that's the point. It's like, oh, I get it now. You know, you want to stand out and be different.
Yeah.
But also, this is a case of not being different just for difference sake. You're actually being practical in that you're educating your prospects. Also, maybe bolstering some understanding of terminology, whatever, even for existing clients as well. It's great as a refresher. So other things to keep in mind. And here, let's go ahead and we'll play a little bit of this. You can see this one has a couple more levels to it, but just give you a little bit more of an idea of something that is more than just 2 levels.
Up there.
Sure.
adventure are you in the mood for? Just click on one of those buttons. Well done. River kayaking is a great way to keep it wild. About time to get off the beaten path and start an adventure of your own. You know your clearances are good, so crossing this stream.
So anyway, we can skip ahead, go back, and so on.
Yeah.
Now, we actually had a version, I don't know if you're aware of it, but from an IP address, basically a web page can get your approximate location. I mean, it could be like 50 miles off. It depends where your central office is and how closely you're connected.
Yeah.
But it gives a general idea. So we actually had a version where in the video, we actually showed a Google map of dealers in your area. And then you can click on the dealer, and you would be sent right to the web page for that particular truck. You can configure it, you buy it right off the video.
Nice.
So you too can watch the video and spend 35 grand.
Yeah, you know what though? They work.
And they do,
They work. I want to go out and buy that truck.
It's a lot of fun, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Think about your web presence in a different way. Like everyone's concerned about, HTML this, JavaScript that, which WordPress theme I should use, or whatever CMS you're using, or if you're just doing HTML code, whatever it is. Think of your online presence, i.e. your website, and then now this is besides social media, in a whole different way. You now own a multimedia empire, okay? You own a TV station, a radio station, a newspaper, a magazine, and a university. And think of your online presence in that way. And your university should be educating your prospects about your services, about what you sell, but also, topics within that. If you're a social media company, educate people. Well, why is it important to be in social media? What in the world do I post? If you're selling health products, maybe show a before and after difference. Before they started taking these supplements, they were always tired. Now that they're taking supplements or going through treatments, they have more energy. Their back doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
So you can write articles, for the newspaper or the magazine. You can include pictures. The radio station could be, your podcasting, and obviously the TV station, video, interactive videos, preferably, and so on. So think of your online presence in that different sort of enlarge the scope of what you think about when you think about your online presence. Now, another great use of this tech that actually solves a pet peeve I had is a lot of people are doing podcasts where they interview somebody. And whether it's audio or video, if it's audio, we can always put a background for video on it. But what happens during that podcast? At some point, the interviewer says, how do people get a hold of you? And they write off, their email address, their Facebook URL, their LinkedIn. If they're a book author, they rattle off their Amazon link that takes like 10 minutes to say, Amazon.com/this, /blah, blah, blah. And people can't keep up writing that down, or they spell things wrong, or they don't want to hunt through a description for links, or if they're mobile, maybe they just can't. So we do something really simple that I think makes that type of podcast so much more usable I'll skip ahead here. Is we put buttons for this, so I can click buy the book, and I'm on her Amazon page.
Wow. Yeah.
And I could buy the book right then and there, or save the link. And also the beauty is when I close that link, I didn't lose my spot in the video. I can continue on.
Oh, that's great.
And the same for an interviewer, all their LinkedIn links, their company links. And of course, for her, I have her website, her LinkedIn. And once again, could have buttons to download case studies, call her, get on her calendar, and so on. And to me, this makes a podcast so much more useful.
Yeah.
Than trying to, well, how did she spell her name again? You spell it wrong, and you get 4 or 4 errors. And you try to go to the website, not found. And oh darn, I just lost, to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean that's happened to me multiple times.
And we've had sort of unofficial case studies happen, and we've had book authors who did, kind of like the typical, passive YouTube type video, and then they did a video that incorporated interactive technology like this. and the volume of book sales with interactives is like amazing because it's a low friction point. Someone can just click, oh, I'll check it out. Where I don't have to hunt for a description or
Yeah.
spelled the name wrong or whatever the case, and you get a ton more sales just by doing something that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I
That
think that's really amazing.
Yeah, that's certainly, that ability to go to Amazon or wherever you're going and do that and then have them order right then without losing their place. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it could also obviously be going to their, online e-commerce site,
Yeah.
right to a particular product. Also, buttons can appear and disappear. Maybe they're talking about, widget number 1, and you can put the link there, and then they talk about something else. You can have that link appear and maybe have them all appear at the end, or just keep them all up at the same time, whatever you desire. And that makes the whole interviewing experience just take a whole different turn.
Oh yeah, it's going to bring them right in. And then I'm noticing then they can have the contact me form too. So this it's kind of a direct, even though it's indirect in that you offer different pathways and everything, but it's a direct way to get them to that decision point to buy.
Oh yeah, exactly. Just like in the Breakfast Cafe demo, it can have a form appear here, at the end or wherever, or even click a button to make the form appear.
Right. Yeah.
And in a sense, that sort of helps to a certain degree. Does a little bit of filtering of the leads that you're getting. Now, there's also a whole other aspect that's important for interactive videos, and there's lots of different ways that we can do this. But that is to personalize them. For instance, in the video, we could have a form that someone fills in. And this is a simple one, like let's say they just fill in their email and their name. But now when the video plays, they see their name and even hear their name spoken in the video in real time. So now the video is being personalized. Also, for outbound marketing campaign, let's say you have a newsletter and you have an event coming up, and you do the typical, they can click a link to see a video. Well, what we can do there is any information you have in your CRM, autoresponder, or database, we can integrate all that information into the video in real time.
Wow.
And this actually came from one of our enterprise projects. We had a client, this is pretty wild, is they gave us what they said was the finished video, and they wanted to this is an enterprise client, they wanted to do a test market with 150,000 customers. The twist was they didn't just want a video that would just play. They wanted the video that their name would appear. So somebody would feel like a stronger connection with that company. They actually see their name appear in the video. In some cases, you could have wife's name, pet's name, kid's name, where they're from. I mean, you may have a database that has a lot of different data points, and all that information is integrated in real time.
That's so cool.
But at that time, we didn't have that yet. And they said, okay, we want you to create 150,000 of these personalized videos. And they gave us a humongous budget. And while we're driving back after, leaving the meeting, I'm thinking, well, what if they do 4 edits? We're up to 600,000 videos now. What do they do? 10 edits, 20 edits, which is, kind of standard. Usually happens with, things get changed, people change their mind, they decide to attack a different demographic, whatever. So like, this is going to take forever. We got to come up with something better. And actually, we came up with something like word merge, except for video, that we could take a database information and put it into video in real time. So now, instead of creating 150,000 videos, we create one video, and when they click that image or link in a newsletter, we integrate the info in real time, and they'll see a personalized version of that video.
Wow.
So I go back to the client, and we tell them, hey, we came up with this technology, blah, 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 isn't that great? And they heard something from a consultant they probably never heard before, and we're not going to need that big a budget after all. And they're like, what? We never, ever had someone tell us they need less money before. And that's why we have a 7 year plus year relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was sort of a funny moment. One of the people actually ran out of the room. They're like, "You're not gonna believe what we heard."
Well, yeah, I can imagine. And that personalization is just so key.
It is actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gives a whole different feel to what they're watching. So we can do that on an outbound basis, on an inbound basis. And we can even do it very unusually. That's a whole long story in itself. But actually, it's the same client that said, "Hey, we have a lot of followers on Facebook and LinkedIn. It would be really neat if somehow you can integrate their social media profile information into a video, from Facebook and LinkedIn." And we determined that, yeah, technically it could be done, but there's a tiny little problem. Microsoft would have to let us touch their server, and so would Meta. And what do you think the chances of that are? Yeah.
You're the only person I've ever heard of who was able to get them to listen.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, this is where being around, for
Yeah.
came in handy, and also many people that are, in the upper hierarchy to some of these companies, we knew when they were starting out. So we are actually able to integrate with now the viewer's permission. That was actually the key point, is that we're GDPR compliant. So we're not just doing it out of thin air. They're going to know it's happening, but they only have to basically do an approval process once. But they can always take it back if they want. So from social media, we can get name, email address, location, and image integrated into the video in real time. So when I play this video, my name and image actually came from my LinkedIn profile. And if you guys go to this webpage, which in my link directory or off the website, you'll see there's demos for personalized dynamic interactive video. You guys can try it yourself. Actually, maybe I should show you what that is.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you could pull that up, that would be great.
Yeah, for people who haven't connected yet, what you'll see, let's see, hopefully, there we go. The video will come up like this, and you choose to utilize either LinkedIn or Facebook, or also if you don't want to connect, you can click on that. The video will still play, but you'll miss, those placeholders for where your name or image might have been. We have some fallbacks, like instead of saying, "Hey, Daniel," we'll say, "Hello," or whatever. We can set that up too. But you connect, that's totally their process. You'll log into one or the other. It's totally either LinkedIn or Facebook's pop-ups. We have nothing to do with that part. The only thing is that the next requester will come up where you basically approve our player.
Okay.
And then we integrate in real time. And unless you fill in a form, once you close the video, your info is gone. I probably should make that clear. But if you actually submit your info, then we'll have it. And that's actually a beauty of it. It's another sort of filter. I guess I'll play a little bit more of the rest of this video.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
And for fun, of course, I always got to do these things for fun. I use different voices, so you'll hear different voices, and I tend to like voices with accents.
Okay.
And this is all real time being spoken in terms of name, location, and so on.
Okay. It's a little hard to see it on the way it's showing.
Okay, well, here, I'll blow it up. I guess I should have went to full screen. Now, here's the thing that when I talk to Facebook and LinkedIn consultants, makes them come off their chair, is I have a lead capture form. If you notice, it's filled in automatically. I didn't have to sit there and type it. This is not a case of the browser remembering. It actually is integrating that information from your social profile in real time.
Okay.
So a person sees this, and all they have to do is click submit. So it lowers that friction point. And also, if they see this and are actually submitting their info, there's got to be some kind of interest level there. Because they could just go ahead and click the video off and not submit their info.
So this is something that they would encounter when they went on somebody's profile, right?
Typically these videos are put on like a landing page or somewhere on a web.
Oh, okay. And then
you could have use typical social media ads or Google or whatever to direct people to that.
Okay, direct them to it. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, I've had consultants tell me, they're spending thousands of dollars just trying to get names and emails, and we get it for free. They're like, "When do we sign? How do we start? You're going to save me so much money." I had a guy a couple weeks ago. He was like, "What?" So, but anyway, And the point is the personalization. And the pathways, we can do that also, but that doesn't integrate with social media. They're, the lead capture form that someone has to actually type it in.
Okay.
That's the difference. But they both can be personalized, which is great. And that sort of sets them a cut above.
Okay.
Now, also, I guess when it comes to videos, some people are shy. Or they just don't have the time. And here's a video we did for celebrating Easter. And I guess, check out our new spokesmodel here.
Oh, hold on. I just screwed up here. Okay. Whoops. I'm not showing I think I just wiped out wait a second.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel, I lost you.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I guess you lost my screen share, but I can sort of share through.
Oh, yeah, that would be. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Let's see. Try going back again because now it sort of went portrait mode. There you go. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess you do that if you can't bring the share back. But
Yeah, anyway, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I'm still sharing. Somehow you lost it. But anyway.
Somehow, yeah. I'm sorry. I must.
That's okay. But anyway,
it's not that one. I'm just trying to find a way to get you back in here. But
yeah, that's kind of weird. The other one's coming up.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, because that seems to be a capture. I don't know. But anyway, that's me sharing.
Okay.
Not through screen share, but another way, through OBS.
Yeah.
I just killed my video.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. So I don't know what you think of her, but I sort of got an indirect good compliment about her. Somebody messaged me and said, hey, could you send us her agent information? We'd like to hire her for.
Isn't that great?
And as you probably have guessed by now, and probably some of you could tell, she's actually one of our avatars.
It's just amazing.
So she's totally under computer control. She's also multilingual, could speak like 100 languages. And, well, I guess I'll talk about some of this maybe tomorrow, but most of that copy of the script was AI generated.
Wow.
With edits by me. And actually a lot of the video itself was even AI generated, but there's quite a bit of substitution I did in there. I came up with a general set of, backgrounds, and of which maybe I used, I don't know, 3/9 of them or something. But it was great because I had the placeholders, and that made it easier to switch in what I really wanted.
Yeah.
But anyway, and obviously she can be made into an interactive video. In fact, if you look around, you'll see quite a few interactive videos. We have sort of more human-looking avatars, if you will, and then we have others that are sort of more computer-generated looking. And they all have their place. Some people prefer, absolutely as realistic as possible, and other people, like animated. And we have 3D animated, 2D animated, and so on.
Yeah, this is great.
But in any case, they can be part of your content for interactive video.
Yeah. And this, as I'm watching it, I'm just thinking of all the different applications I could see, not just for people who are using social media, but I could see applications of this for education, for educational institutions. That's something that I'm very aware of. Any industry really could use this, but this is something I think in terms of what you're saying, that somebody who's a small business owner like me could actually do something like this.
Oh yeah, we have a whole series of videos, and if you have courses, in fact, it's very common for us. There are a lot of people out there, coaches especially, have courses, and they're probably 99.9% of the time, they're YouTube videos or passive videos, obviously. And we can actually take those courses and upgrade them to be interactive. And what's great about the interactivity is not only are they more engaging, but guess what? The retention is really high when you interact with the information. So what's great for the people that are selling courses is the students are like, hey, I feel like I'm actually learning something. And guess what?
Yeah.
They come back to take more courses, which of course the course makers are like, thank you.
I can absolutely see, how that would work. Just so many different applications. But what I'm seeing here is, I think this goes a long way to kind of leveling the playing field, where small businesses can use something that's of this scale, but not with that huge price tag.
Thank you for mentioning that. I guess I should become a better salesperson. But anyway, yes, we have a lot of big companies, enterprise clients, but our big mantra here, our goal is getting new technologies in the hands of small business. And thanks to the big guys that pay full freight for small business and solopreneurs, we have special pricing because we try to make this affordable. And I'm a technology evangelist, as you can probably tell. And so often new tech comes out, and a solopreneur, a small business owner is like, "Oh, that's great! I can really use that." And then they're like, "Well, it's either a Lamborghini or that, and I can't do either." So
yeah, exactly. I mean, we can learn a lot from big business, and then apply it, with small business. And I just see the implications. Most of my clients are coaches or consultants, and I think they would love something like this.
So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to change things so that, hey, we can actually make new technologies, especially new technologies that we create, we have full control over, and try to price it appropriately. So, hey, a solopreneur can actually afford this.
Yeah.
And oh, and I guess I should mention, or are you going to send, I don't know if you're sending out the links, but we're actually running some specials, which sort of occurred to me the last minute. I guess we should do that.
Yeah, Daniel, if you can shoot those links to me, or
yeah, I think I emailed them to you, or here. I don't know if people can see the chat, but there's one for the video pathways, and well, this will mean more maybe after tomorrow. But we actually can create something called Augmented Reality Business Card, and also
that I saw that on your site the other day. When I love to go on your site just to explore, and I saw saw those interactive business cards, and I just thought, that solves a whole lot of problems, and just creates more of a memory, what am I trying to say? Just it creates that memory and retention that's going to make that person remember you.
Yeah, and actually, one of the links off of here, I'll put that in the chat real quick, off our link directory is we have what we call a 360 3D showroom. And actually, the reality is we actually have more demos in here than off the webpage.
I love this.
Yeah, because we do a lot of VR work, virtual reality work. This is sort of a hybrid. I mean, we have the typical web page, as you saw, that we embed a couple videos one after another, like everybody else does. But of course, we had to be different, and we came up with this concept. And you can actually, this is sort of the entry area that has a couple demos. But you can go inside the gallery here. It's actually a 3D room you can walk around in, and there's like 22 demos in here. And I actually snuck in 2 agents in here too.
Oh, cool.
Like here's the typical more computer generated type of look. But I gave him sort of a more dramatic voice.
I'm not hearing him, but I can.
Oh, probably because you don't have my share screen up.
Oh yeah, probably not.
And I guess it's trying to come through the mic, and that probably doesn't work well.
Okay.
But anyway, you all can explore in there. And let me show this, and then I wanted to try. I guess I don't know if I'm running out of time. I wanted to show a little bit about how you write content.
Yeah.
But just show this here's an example of integrating. Here's a typical form inside a video that someone will fill out. And then my Echo Show, the Amazon product, has a screen. It's an assistant that ask the weather and all those different things and ask the news.
And what did you call that, Daniel?
Echo Show.
Echo Show.
Yeah, from Amazon. They're different sizes: 5-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch.
Okay, wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, so sitting here on my desk, and someone just filled out a form, and now this device sitting on my desk is going to wake up and let me know I just got a lead. Well, you won't be here.
That's great.
And I also have a version where it will blink my lights also. So I have the Philips Hue lights, and I'll actually say, do I want to call that person now? And I can say yes, and we'll call them.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah, so right then and there.
This is just, Daniel, I feel like this is a really exciting time in technology anyway, but you know, this just makes me want to play with this.
Oh, it's a blast.
Yeah, and you know, when you were showing the studio setup, you know, where they could go and look at different rooms and everything, that is just amazing, because you could really customize that.
Oh yeah, in fact, here's an overhead view, so I can skip to different parts of the room. But I can also obviously have multiple rooms. And I guess one punchline to this story is basically it became its own product, which we weren't even thinking about. It was like, let's create something that was different than what everybody else was doing. So of course you could think right away that we had artists come to us and say, hey, instead of your videos in there, could you put our paintings? And I was like, of course. And then I could put social buttons along the side, just like you see in the video. I have one artist, she likes to narrate some of the paintings, so you can actually click and get a narration of the painting as you look at it.
Cool.
And then it was videographers, the same thing. Web people too, to show off their different websites inside a neat space.
Yeah.
And also what's great, the way we put this together, you don't need a high-end computer to run it. Because we do VR also, and for a lot of VR apps, you need a heftier computer or heftier mobile device. The way this is set up, it works differently, so you don't necessarily need that.
Wow.
And then we had networking groups saying, could I feature a different business in each place?
Oh, that is great.
And so it's just been mushrooming out of control. And this is just one design. I mean, because this is all stuff that we put in CAD and came up with this design. We have, I don't know, probably hundreds of other designs of different type of rooms. And then you get set it up either in a room that, maybe this corner is those type of products, this corner is, some other kind of products. And then of course you could have whole rooms dedicated, to particular type of industry or service and so on. So that's a whole other story.
Yeah, but even something like I'm thinking in higher ed, like recruiting students. If you had something where they could walk into different rooms and explore different
courses.
Yeah,
you have different rooms that are different.
Exactly. And I'm just thinking, how powerful really a marketing tool that would be for universities to recruit students or place them, either way. But I'm also thinking of all those enterprise applications that could use this.
So, okay, so let's maybe talk a little bit about, how do you come up with scripts and all that sort of thing? We pull lots of magic out now. But, and also, everyone knows, we really need to be active on social media. They open up their web editor or Word or whatever they use to write copy, and they see that blank page, and kind of intimidating, isn't it? Like, what the heck do I write about? Well, here's a couple tips right off the bat you can think about. Whether it's a product or service you sell or multiple products and services, is think about the kind of questions people are asking you. Now, obviously, there's specific. Everyone has maybe a specific case, but there still are. You pretty well could still extract some general questions that possibly would, actually apply to lots of people. That is golden content.
Absolutely.
The more questions you're getting, write them down. Write down your answers, because when you answer people's questions, that's golden content. It helps prove that, hey, I really am an expert in that field. And also, especially when you're doing this online, Google says, oh, you answered someone's question. Let's give you some traffic. So it's like this triple win.
Yeah, I'm seeing that on social media too.
Oh yeah.
Where they're giving you those opportunities, and it's this would really be helpful. Yes, people's questions are such a great resource. I learned that when I was teaching 7th grade English, and if a kid, and I'd be recording some of the books that I was reading. If a kid asked me a question in the first period, I knew I was going to get that question all day.
Right.
It applied because it was something that everybody would think about at that point. So it's just a great way to zoom in and, really target that.
So now also, you could do a lot of manual searching online. You could search Google, Core, is another website with lots of questions and answers going on. And of course, 40 years later, now I've been working with AI since the early 90s, doing it the hard way. Now it's so much easier. But anyway, we can send an AI out, and here, for instance, actually, this is a report we did a long time ago. But for instance, I was doing a report on text marketing. What kind of trends are there out there? What kind of articles are being written? And what's really neat about this report that we come up with, it's a huge resource. We hit all social media, news sites, forums. I don't know. The list kind of goes on. We can include, exclude things. But the other thing that's great about this, it's a huge information resource. You can see all these links that we got back, whatever. What's cool is I can click that headline and go to the original story.
Nice.
And in fact, we've done some of these reports sometimes for clients, and they tell us that sometimes they learn more about their own industry than they know, even though they're working in that industry, which I find really amazing.
Well, you know how to do the research.
Yeah, exactly. But this is a big part of it.
Yeah.
And, oh shoot! I got a render in the background. That's why it's being slow. But we have several different reports, and you can see we get back all kinds of statistics. We even do things for those of you that are into SEO, and some of that I consider a little bit of snake oil because of the promises that are made.
Yeah.
We'll get you on page one, while they're saying the same thing to 100 other people that maybe are in your same industry. So,
they can say that even if they only get you on page one for a day.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we do things like we diagram the relationship between search terms and what's called long tail keywords. But it really gives you ideas of the type of importance of different phrases and what people are looking for. And this is a sort of a shorter version of our questions report. We have a whole report just on questions, but we get all kinds of stats back that affect volume on questions, what cost per clicks would be. It's an incredibly informative report. But the bottom line of it, and you can, like I said, you can do this manually, but we have a process that basically just lists this out for us. But what's great about it is you see the kind of questions people are asking. And actually, this is also great if you're just starting out, because maybe you don't have clients yet, so no one asks you any questions yet.
That's right.
Or you only have very few, and you don't have enough of a sample. Or even if you have 1,000 clients, you still want to see what's being asked out there.
Right. Absolutely.
Maybe they're not on the upper maybe they're not trending. Their questions may not be as trending as what is really out there.
This is a great way to capture that data.
Oh, yeah. So from that data is where we can start writing scripts for videos, or even for regular blog posting, or just a social media posting. That could be a combo of text, graphics, video, obviously interactive video. So think about doing those type of searches. Even if you have to do it manually, or obviously work with us, and it's a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's a great source of content. So you actually do have a way to go away from that blank page syndrome. By doing this.
And I don't know if there's anybody on who produces content who hasn't sat there and stared at that blank page or cursor. And the more I stare at that damn cursor, the more shut down I get.
Yeah, exactly. And we work with contact managers and social media managers, even VAs, that they do work. A lot of times they're doing social media handling for their clients, and they have the same syndrome of looking at a blank page and now what?
Yeah, exactly.
Or also they may not be. I mean, they obviously get an intro from their client, what they're about. But with these kind of reports, they can really narrow down some real content for their clients. So it helps them immensely. So, I mean, we step in with clients however they want us. We don't have the attitude we have to do, the whole ball of wax or the whole thing. You just wanted to step in this part of your workflow. We'll do that. You want to do the whole thing, hands off. We'll do that. If you want to learn some things, though, we'll teach you some stuff if you have the interest and time. A lot of business people, though, they're so busy running the business, they just want to hand everything off to us, and that's great too. So we step in however you want.
Yeah. So you can really meet a variety of needs and budgets and all of that.
Oh, actually, that's before the link. One of the freebies I was giving away, I think, for everybody was, this applies more for tomorrow.
Okay.
Is the AI prompts for business.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see
and this
that.
is the PDF that you can download.
Okay.
And it's totally lead free, i.e., you don't have to fill in name or email and all that stuff. You can just download it straight away.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think Rusty had got that link and I didn't.
That's okay. And here, I think, let me make sure this is the link. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, great.
Because this is Chrome already converted it to PDF here. Let's see. Yeah. I think that's it. So I want to know how many tens of thousands of people are listening out there. But any questions from anybody?
We had a real technical meltdown this morning, Daniel, and that's why you had to get a new link, and everybody had to get a new link. So
okay. Well,
I'm making sure that everyone, not just the people who pay for the VIP tickets, that everyone, gets these first day videos because,
that's great.
I want them to have that information.
Well,
so this has just been powerful. And if you didn't catch it, guys, Daniel's returning tomorrow, same place, same time. And we're just going to go on the next part of the journey. And you've only seen the first part. There is so much more to cover. So in terms of questions, if you are seeing this on recording, could you send us your questions and we will make sure they get answered. Okay. All right, Daniel, like I said, it's a thunderous silence, if you will.
That's all right. No worries.
But we will get this out.
We'll get it all in the replay.
Right, and I've already asked you, and I'll ask you again if you would be willing to come on my show that's debuting next month.
Sure.
The Dumont Digital Marketing Hour, and we would love to have you on there and promote it. So, just absolutely inspiring, Daniel. You always, like I said, you always make my head explode.
I got lots of glue. I'll put you back together.
Okay. Yeah, I know. If there's one thing I realized about you just the first time I talked to you, it is that you are so personable and
oh, thank you.
You just make it so easy to relate and obviously have a great love of humanity. So
I do.
Yeah, it comes through. So listen, Daniel, I can't wait to see you tomorrow, and we will make sure that everybody gets the links to that free gift.
Yeah, Rusty, this is for today and tomorrow. I'm talking about AI and AR, artificial intelligence and augmented reality. Yeah, he was asking if this is for tomorrow. This is for now, and before people get the replays.
Okay.
And then tomorrow we'll do some different things.
Yeah. Okay. So Daniel, I'm going to thank you very, very much. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow and just, like I said, having my head explode again. And then you can put it back. I know it sounds painful, but it's really, it's always, I always react that way.
No, that's a good thing. And what's great about all this, it's all new technology, maybe some of it, looks cool or whizzy bang or whatever. But the thing is, the bottom line is it has practical applications to actually help a business. And also, more importantly, it helps a business help their customers.
And that is the bottom line.
For instance, maybe a quick story. I don't know if I have time, but we worked with a remodeling company doing a website. The first thing he did was give me 35 pages to upload. And I was like, okay, that's good for people who are into the details. And there are a lot of people that want to see that nitty-gritty detail. But most people, after like 8 words, they're gone. They're zoning out. That's where just going to regular videos is a big step up. But anyway, what happened with them, their workflow was someone would call in. They'd be on the phone for an hour, 2 hours, explaining all the options, what they can do. Typically what happened at the end of most of the phone call, baby's crying, dog's barking, wife's at home, boyfriend's gone, husband's not available to talk to. We'll call you back.
Yeah.
And a huge percentage never called back. So I was talking to them about, hey, we should do some video. And actually, at the time, I wasn't even thinking big picture enough. I was thinking, hey, this would be a great way to get traffic to the website. And for the longest time, it just kind of sat there. They didn't say yes, they didn't say no. It just wasn't happening. Then eventually, finally, he was like, oh, there's going to be some good weather next week. Let's go do some filming. So we put some videos together, obviously interactive videos too, that help educate what their products were, how they could be used, what difference it makes. Now they got a phone call coming in. Yeah, the wife and I are going to be home next Saturday after 3. Can you guys come and do blah, 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 and blah? And in 10 minutes on the phone, they booked business. It was amazing, the difference. Just educating your prospects makes a huge difference. Also, people, a lot of times, they're resistant to asking questions. They're afraid they might look dumb, they're afraid it's a silly question, or, they just don't really want to interact with somebody, which also our AI assistants can be of great use for. But so it was really kind of interesting. It had that kind of impact. It totally changed the workflow of the company. Inside of 2 months, they wound up having to hire more people to deal with the new business. It was amazing the difference it made.
Yeah.
We'll call you back, and not calling back to, can you do this, this, and this, and be there next week? Okay. So that's the kind of impact can happen to a business.
That whole concept of educating the client before they talk to you, or the potential client before they talk to you, once somebody understands and respects what you do, and sees that, then they realize that this is an opportunity that perhaps they never even considered before.
Right. Or also they had some preconceptions.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know that if you can eliminate those preconceptions before they ever get on the call,
right,
through that educational process, this is that on steroids.
Right. It's like, well, how well could you edit? Could you renovate that deck so I could actually have furniture outside without getting wet? Which is one of the things they had a system to prevent that, and lots of other things.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's impossible. But then when you watch the videos, they, wow, that really works. Be sitting there with a high pressure hose, putting water directly on the deck, and the couch underneath is still dry. And they're like, how's this possible? That couldn't work, no way. And they see it in the video, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely showing them the path. So thank you very much, and we will come back and get educated further tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you then.
Okay, bye-bye.